Let's get to the bottom of this one. Unspoken truths that I miss one. Tap into the minds of the people, rather acknowledge before I dismiss one. Atheists, Muslim, Christians, Buddhists, they all got usage. All got perspective, it's a collective. Get to the bottom where the truth is. Where the heart's uncovered. Where you detox from all of the lies you smothered. Where them tries could have killed you, but with faith you recover. Yup. Peel off the makeup, we finna take off. Never said it'd be a cakewalk. Meditate till we charged up. Execute goes regardless. Decalcify my pineal. Breaking language barriers, we saw millennials. Planets passing age rotations, down me we owe. So down me we know. Sometimes we can be slow, that's why my ears open. Every drop you add could complete the ocean. Speak up, play your part too. Been vulnerable, it's so hard to.
Hi, everyone. I am Universe Badger. This is Moon
Me?
Tortoise.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm Tortoise.
We have Kendo.
Kendall.
Oh my gosh, my throat gave out.
We have DDH, the bubble, and we have DJ OG Wonder Hayes.
Yes, hi.
That is a mouthful. I had sent you the YouTube link in your messenger, plus I sent you the Facebook.
Yeah,
And we
I
have
got it.
we have Jewsby 007.
Peace and love, family. How's everybody doing?
Yes.
All is well.
All right.
So, I want you to introduce yourself, guest speaker. DJ Wonder Hayes, you are our guest speaker.
Right. Well, to friends and
Who are
family,
you?
of course. Well, my name is Ryan. To friends and family, my name is Ryan, and to the world and people who know me for my music, my name is DJ OG Wonder Hayes.
So, what got you into music or to being a DJ?
Well, guess we should start from the beginning, right?
Yeah.
I've always been into music. Ever since I was a kid, right? My dad had like this mad collection of like cassette tapes and stuff, and I would just always listen to them. So that's kind of where it went.
So,
Okay. Let's say the mic might have to come up. I actually can. I'm having a hard time hearing you, Ryan. I really, really want to hear the story.
Okay.
Oh yeah, your mic.
Is that better? No. Is this better?
That's coming through a little clearer.
Let me see if I can edit mic settings. Say something now. Let's see if that's better.
Yeah. What's up?
Oh yeah, that's a lot better.
It is.
Okay.
Okay.
So, why did you contact us?
Well, I was doing a lot of networking, and I just happened to come across you. So,
What was your message you wanted to get heard?
That's typically what happens a lot when it comes to, well, I wanted people to know that, even though, you might be visually disabled or, any kind of disabled of some sort, that I could be like living proof that you can still, accomplish and do what you set out to do.
Were you always visually impaired?
Yes.
So what happened, if you don't mind me asking?
No. You're good. You're good. So basically, I was born that way. I was born with a rare eye condition called microphthalmia.
Microphthalmia.
Yeah.
What does it
hmm
affect?
So it just means that the eyeballs are abnormally small. Never fully really developed. You know.
Huh. Strange. So how was it? How was it growing up, not being able to see? Wow.
I mean, well, to me, it's just like I did everything I really wanted to do. You know, I guess if you're born into something like that, you know, you don't really know anything else.
Right. I read something in the paper about schooling. What did you do in music? You were in the paper?
Well, yeah, I was in a school talent show some years ago. Like, yeah, years and years ago, I was in a school talent show and I sung. That's pretty much how that went.
You sung?
Um, yes,
You can sing?
I suppose. According to people that listen, they say I can. You know, I never really woke up one day and said I wanted to be a singer.
What got you into music and how long you been doing, or the DJ? How long you been doing that?
6 years now, and music just runs in the family. My dad, he's really into music. My mother, she's really into music. Uh, I don't know. I have an uncle who's a DJ too, so like the list just kind of goes on and on. I have people in my family that can sing. You know,
You ever thought about trying to sing or to do it?
I mean, no, not as a career, no. Um,
Okay.
I don't think I feel confident enough to do something like that.
Huh.
Well, I
What
got
had
one for you.
okay.
Cool.
I was gonna ask, was there a specific band or song that just kind of made it pop for you and said, I need to have music in my life 24/7? A big formative type thing, if you have.
Ooh. Well, um, let's see. Phil Collins, the 1980 ballad "In the Air Tonight." I like that song. I like that song. It's one of my favorites. So that's probably the one that just made me want to, yeah, this is it.
Yeah, you could do a heck of a lot worse than Phil. I mean, it's real, real creative. I like Genesis too, man. Oh, man. Good stuff.
Yeah. Mhm.
So I've noticed that you have that you're kind of shy and that
Yeah.
you can't really tell your story properly. So how do you get the courage to get on the radio and how did that happen? How did that come in your, because that's so out of what I feel from your energy. That is so out of your energy.
Well, I guess you could say just it really started from the mixes. I would just send them in and just send them in week after week and week after week, and then finally one week I got a call and they said we're ready. That is great. We're ready for you to come and just do your thing.
That
And they didn't know that I couldn't see at the time. So
wow.
that's another thing to kind of take into consideration.
Do you have a question, Jewsby, to ask him?
Yeah, as far as dealing with your disability, has anyone ever um used that against you, like in a negative way, in regards to ex- well, pretty much excluding you out of certain opportunities, or limiting your process?
Well, I don't think I've directly had to face anything like that, or at least to my knowledge. I know that typically when people feel that way about a situation, they'll use polished rhetoric like, well, we think you're good, and we're just not sure how you'd be able to produce good productivity, because this is a pretty big business. Radio is corporate too, so you really got to be on it. you know
Yeah. What do you feel that it has affected you mentally? How has that affected you, not only being in a situation where you have to come across certain obstacles, yet just going and pace in, like, what was your dream job? What do you want to,
yeah, this is my dream job right here, because this is what I've been into since I was in school. you know
so what do you want to tell people though? What do you want people to know about your story? What do you want to get out there that you haven't been able to say? Because now you have a voice. 6 years is a long time to be on the radio,
yeah,
running the
yeah,
radio. They
it
didn't give
is.
you a trial. You had that trial when your first year.
That's right.
You're going
That's
in
right.
6 years now. So now, how do you find that strength to talk about who you are, to get your story heard?
I mean, I just want people to know that it's possible to get this type of thing done. You just have to have the drive and will to just network and work really hard, because that's what it was for me before I got on the radio. I was just independently uploading mixes to Mixcloud and sending them to different family members and friends and things like that. So I literally started from the bottom, and I was doing that for the longest.
So I have a question for you. You ever thought about having your own radio show, your own?
Well, I do have my own radio show on, of course, in the mix radio. I have a couple on there, and then I have one on Blazin420 Wpam in Birmingham, Alabama. So,
Okay.
but as far as like my own radio station, I don't know. Anything is possible. You know, I wouldn't say I'd feel super confident in doing it, but who knows? Who really knows?
I need to tell you something though.
Sure.
You just doing this now, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So that right there should boost your confidence. I'm telling you right now, because anybody who even, there's a lot of people with no impairment and still can't get up enough courage to do that.
Right, and it's funny you mentioned that, because my program director for Mix Radio, he was just blown by the way I would like tightly knit my transitions and do my blends and things like that. At first, he was like, "Wait, are you joking with me right now?" I say, "Yes, I'm totally, I can't see that way. Like, this is really a thing, you know." And he was like, "That's insane," you know. So he was just taken by it.
So can you say that your love for music is the reason why you are where you're at today?
Yeah, because that's how I convey like my art to the people, my messages to the people is through my music. So, and music is art, and I'm all about art. Because outside of that, I actually paint. I'm a painter too. So, yeah, that's something people don't know about me. Well, they do now. Mhm.
Wow, Kendall, we have a painter, Kendall. Kendall does Kendall's
Yes.
creations on Mondays and Wednesdays. On
Yeah,
She is a beautiful abstract painter. She does beautiful work. Right here behind us, we have two of her things hanging up on our wall. If they're small, you can't really see them. But yeah, she's got beautiful talent, beautiful talent. So maybe you can connect with her. She's out of Canada. Were you out of Kendall?
I'm from North Bay, Ontario, Canada, and you're more than welcome to contact me anytime for questions and just collaborations anytime you like.
Yes, because as I mentioned, like art is like a big thing for me, from painting to doing handcrafted art. It's just, I call myself an artist, because of course I'm a DJ at the end of the day, but, as I mentioned before, and well, as you mentioned, I sing, from time to time. So, it's kind of like a smorgasbord of things.
That's amazing.
And,
I find. How do you do that? How do you do art? Being impaired, how can you do you feel the colors? Do you just sense, does
well,
the paint talk to you?
people often describe colors to me, so that's the first thing. And secondly, as far as like, the tactile aspect of it all, I use stuff called puff paint. I don't
Okay.
know if you've ever heard of that. So it's paint that when you use it and it dries up, it's tactile so you can feel it.
Okay.
hmm
I love that answer.
hmm
So do you feel now that one of your senses are impaired, do you feel that all your others heighten?
No, not at all. I don't think that at all. And that's a very big common misconception that I think people have. It's not so much that I can hear better than the next person. It just means that I'm reliant on it more. So it probably seems that way, but I'm just using it more than what a normal person would actually see. I don't have any superpowers or super hearing and things like that. No, no.
I like that. I like how you answered it. I think the media blows things out like autistic people are superheroes. They have super mental powers, and yeah, every blind person is Daredevil, and I'm sure that gets really freaking old, man.
It,
So
it
thank
does.
you.
It does because it's not true. It's not true.
No,
I'm no more human than anyone else. The only difference is I just use it more. Those are my muscles. For a person like you and Kim and the others, it's your eyes. So for me, my other muscles, consist of like my brain and my ears and other things on me that work. You know.
Yeah, I too am visually impaired. And I've been like, since I was born, like I said, I saw eight of everything. And then they had surgery on my eyes and it fixed it a little bit. But then
Uh
I
huh.
got hit with the vodka bottle. And then when I got hit with the vodka bottle, it made my left eye be like a tunnel vision. So I really can't see much of nothing. Everybody around me are my eyes, to be honest with you.
that
Right.
is true.
Right.
But what I learned though, when I couldn't see, I learned so much strength within myself of trusting
Uh,
myself. And my other senses had because I relied on them, they had heightened. I can hear really well. And it's because I rely on it because I can't see well.
right.
And so I see what you're saying with that. If I would love to boost your confidence a little more because there's nothing wrong with being a superhero because I am one. So I mean,
Right.
whatever you think you are is what you are. And I've seen you pass so many obstacles, not see personally for see, and I say that often. I feel things.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I see differently with I don't really see with my eyes anymore.
Mm,
And I come to realization that my eyes end up lying to me anyway. So I couldn't really rely on those. So I
right.
had to recondition how I seen things. And the same thing with my mind. My mind wasn't really working well for me in the positive manner. So I had to recondition how I seen it.
hmm
You going you went to Braille school and everything and you know Braille, you know all that stuff.
Well, yes, because I actually had the best of both. So I've attended blind school, but I also went to a public school too. So I wasn't like shut out from half of the world, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
How was that being able to be privileged to be able to experience both? How'd that help you in life?
I believe it helped me to expand, and learn how to, be among different groups of people, different nationalities, different walks of life, because when it comes to these blind schools, they're relatively small, right? So you're basically seeing the same group of people every day. And yes, you are learning, the necessary tools to navigate in life as a person who is visually impaired, but you're still kind of getting cut off from the world a little bit because you don't really get to see anybody with outside of that vernacular of people,
That makes sense. That does make sense.
you
Kendall,
know.
go ahead, ask. Kendall has a very, very good question. Go ahead, Kendall,
Yeah.
ask it.
Uh,
So the question is, do you ever get visions or predictions throughout the nighttime for what you do with your music and arts?
um, no, I don't think I really do that so often. Maybe every once in a blue moon, but for me, it's just I just go with it because I just knew what sounds good. I know what's gonna fit together. I've been doing it 6 years now, so I have a pretty good grip on it as far as that goes. Now, I do have my days where I'll ask for feedback and I'll post on my social medias and be like, hey, would you like to hear more of this, or what would you like to hear me mix this week? What can I do to make you listen more?
What is the biggest struggle that you think you've had to overcome mentally that you
Um,
pass on the information to help somebody who is scared to even start?
talking, talking. My mic presence. Being in radio. I'm a mixed DJ, so I don't necessarily have to focus so much on talking. I do every once in a blue moon, but it's not something that's mandatory. And so that's probably like the biggest challenge for me, and it is right now as we speak. So yeah,
And that's why I'm pulling teeth, because I can feel that. I just want to let you know that. And at the end of the day, I feel the confidence wanting to come out. I feel you wanting to just release and be free. But I also feel that you are still unsure and uncomfortable. Your anxiety level is
yeah,
high.
it does kick in a lot when it comes to these types of things because I do have something to say. May take me a minute to say it, but I do have something to say. That's what's most important.
And how do you tell somebody who's scared and can't overcome that? And how is it at being a man and mental health, being able to talk about your emotions to say, hey, I'm kind of scared to do this.
Well, the first thing is you have to do it. That's number one. You have to practice it. It's just like, exercising, or if you're an athlete, you play basketball, football, baseball, whatever it is you do, rapper, singer, guitar player, you have to constantly practice it because that's what strengthens the muscle, the mind, and the spirit. So, those are just things that you have to constantly do.
That is absolutely true. Honing your craft is always a wonderful and fun thing to do. I want to know what what's your favorite genre or genres of music? Like just even on a
Oh,
personal.
well, probably have to say number one is reggae, the Caribbean. I love Caribbean music because like the offbeat rhythms and this bass and the vibrational like lyrics to it all is just really good. It's really spiritual. From Bob Marley to Peter Tosh and so many others. That's number one. And then of course I like R&B. That'd be number two. And number three is hip hop because I like the grittiness of it. I like the rawness of it. And that's the same with reggae music too. Even though it's sung, it's still really raw.
Yeah,
Filtered.
nice.
Yeah, I remember that you tuned on our show and you heard some of the music and you were like, everybody was like amazing. And
Yeah.
it's about energy. It isn't it? Isn't music about energy?
Yes. Yes. It is.
About the vibration that it receives and stuff. The confidence that you talk about music, I want you to talk about yourself the same manner, because we are all wavelengths. We're all vibrations.
I agree. I agree.
So to speak high, to receive high, you overcame so much diversity, and this is mental health awareness month for men, and I want it to be heard that, I'm sure you've dealt with a lot personally.
Yes, you're right. I have, and still dealing with it. Despite what you hear, when it comes out on the radio and it sounds really good. Yes, I'm constantly always asking, does this sound good? Do you like this? Should I do it this way? Should I play more of this music? What if I take it in this direction? Would that work? I'm always asking those types of questions because I'll be quite honest, I may not always be as confident as I seem, you know.
What do you do in those moments when you're down there in those tough times?
Pray, just pray and just, and just have faith and just understand that, I have a purpose and clearly, I'm supposed to be doing this for a reason because, it's opened so many doors. So I don't see me stopping it anytime soon. I may not know exactly what my purpose is as far as this goes, but I know I'm supposed to be doing this because if I wasn't, then I wouldn't be talking to you guys right now.
Facts. Facts. I'm so
So
curious with your name real quick, and then I'm going to pass the mic.
Sure, sure.
I'm so curious with your name right now, because explain that.
Okay, well, OG Wonder Hank. So the OG just simply comes from me just knowing a lot of music, and I'm not talking about music from just the '90s and 2000s and '80s. I mean decades, decades backwards from the '60s, '50s, because that's the thing. Like my dad and mother and grandmother, like they played music from different man. I could crazy. I mean music from Stevie Wonder, the Four Tops, the Temptations. Uh, it's just crazy. Even like classic gospel music. So yeah, that's really where it comes from. And Wonder Hayes is just a play off of the legendary rap producer Boy Wonder, and of course my last name is Hayes. So you know,
How ironic that the radio station that you work on is called Blazin420.
yeah, right.
OG Wonder Hayes.
That's
You
right.
sound like a bud.
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
funny is I didn't make that connection right away either.
Really?
Really? I'm a pothead.
I've been known.
I made that connection real quick. Okay,
That's
I'm
funny.
passing the mic. Passing the mic. Moon toward us.
Let's make the moon toward us. I was gonna say, what's your best, what's your favorite accomplishment or something? Just name one, big or small. What kind of acclaim you got lately?
Well, I just got featured in 865 magazine in Memphis, Tennessee, so I think that's a pretty big accomplishment if you ask me.
Nice. I was looking at your page and I saw did you have a is that an ad, a shoe ad?
Yes, Nike.
No kidding. That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's kind of why I was asking, because that's something to be proud of, man. You got a Nike ad. I don't have a Nike ad.
I didn't know it was gonna happen either, so I'm just blessed.
All right, pass the mic to Jewsby.
Yet.
Um, how do you handle staying true to who you are, and also living up to expectations of being on a radio platform?
Terrell, can you hear us?
You still there?
Yeah, did you hear what he asked?
No, I didn't hear him.
Okay, go ahead, Jusby.
I was saying, how do you stay true to yourself and your style of mixing, as well as
How do I
um,
stay true to myself? Well, it's important to remember where you came from. So, that's number one. I come from classic soul music. I come from classic R&B music. I come from classic gospel music, classic reggae music, Caribbean music. So, you have to know where to start at. You have to have a good starting point, to go somewhere else. And so that's probably like the biggest thing. And then the other is just talking to different people, in the community and on social media, keeping my ears to, the music and the audiences and what they like and dislike, and just creating a smorgasbord of like the new and the old.
Did it answer you, Jusby?
yeah, I also had a counter question. As far as your mixing, do you ever improv on certain sets, or do you build your sets, you know, within repetition?
No, not really. Not really. I just, for me, like, I don't even think too hard about it. Like, when I'm ready to just pick the deck and get behind the DJ controllers, I just go and just do it. And I feel like that's when you get your best work done. You don't think too hard because you already know, because it's in you and you know what you can do.
So it's all just on the moment. You don't pre-record. You don't pre-set your mixes up.
Nope.
Wow, that's what's up. So you just allow the universe to talk to you and
Yeah,
say, "This is what's gonna play." That's
that's
awesome.
right. That's right. And then I just memorize beats. I memorize beats really well. I know my BPM, and that's one of the big things that I had to learn when I was taking broadcasting at the Governor Moorhead School for the Blind. Beat matching, how to keep the crowd engaged and moving. So, yeah.
Anything else, Jusby?
Um, I did have another one actually. Come back to me. Give me a second.
Okay. Okay. Kendall, do you have a question?
I may have a few or so. So my question is, what are your accomplishments for the rest of the season? Do you have any bigger goals that you want people to know about?
Just stay tuned because it's more music and more projects and, more albums. Because, yes, I have albums out too, collaborative albums, alongside some of the well known DJs out of Houston, Florida, people who are part of the United Grid Ray Coalition, keeping the legacy of the late DJ Screw alive. And This is 6 months. This Tuesday is coming up real soon.
I have a question real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So as a DJ, like DJ Khaled, do you ever thought about just starting your own like record label or something and having, people you can put songs together because you know how
Mm-hmm.
music sounds and you know how it's could you ever think about getting a beat and then having different people come on it and sing that who would sound good together to keep people.
That is a thought, and I have thought about it. So, as I mentioned before, anything is possible. It would just be me having to get my confidence level up to, just want to really go the distance on doing that sort of thing.
So it's about the want. So that's what
Yeah.
I was talking to you about. If I could help you uncondition your mind and have that drive because you've overcame so much
Mm-hmm.
obstacles already just to be in the
Yeah.
position you're in today. Um, you have the ear,
Yes.
and a lot of people don't have
Yes.
the ear. And being
Mm-hmm.
impaired heightens the ear, and you also have the feel of music. That's a
Mm-hmm.
gift. Do you know how music heals
I
people?
would agree.
So if it wasn't for music, where would you be today?
I would agree. Huh?
So I said, if it wasn't for music, where would you be today?
If it wasn't for music, where would I be today? I couldn't answer that question because I don't know. I don't know. I'd probably be doing something with art, though. I'll say that. I'd probably be doing something with art, probably painting or doing handcrafted art or something along those lines. Maybe doing some voiceover work, possibly.
You do have the voice for radio, though. You do have a nice, relaxing. It's the melatonin of the voice. It's a nice
Yeah,
octave, at a nice balance. Yeah, I've been told that about my
right,
voice also. It's got a nice
right.
balance, soothing
Yeah,
sound.
hmm, yeah.
I
You know,
honestly don't. I honestly just think that you've overcame so much, and you've been so in so many places. You ever thought about teaching painting? You ever thought about? Kendall goes on TikTok and does a few hours of teaching, showing like a Bob Ross kind of or Roth thing.
yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I think just to any question you'd probably ask me, it would be just having to just build up my mental strength to be able to do such things, you know. Because even with the DJing thing, it takes a lot of mental strength.
So Kendall asked that question.
So for the question, do you have a favorite life quotation and what's your favorite color?
Yeah, my favorite color is black. My favorite color is black, and I also like blue.
And what's your favorite life quote?
Favorite life quote. I'm not sure because there's a couple, but probably just it's just what you make of it. You can just do whatever you want to if you have like the drive and will and dedication is the big thing. That and just having that mental strength, like I just mentioned. Because as you just said a minute ago, mental health is a real thing, and it oftentimes gets swept under the rug as if it's something small, almost non-existent.
That was a little muffly. Did you hear that, Henry?
Okay. So basic.
I did
Go
not
ahead.
actually.
Okay, so I was basically saying like it's one of those things where you definitely have to have that mental strength because as you just mentioned some minutes ago, mental health is a real thing. That's a real thing, and it often gets swept under the rug as if it's something small or it's almost non-existent.
That is so true. That is so true. Lisa Taylor from Facebook or from YouTube land says, "Easy like Sunday morning."
Hmm.
Yeah, Lionel Richie. Yeah, that's a good song. I like that song.
You got to say that again.
Yeah, that's a good song. I like that one. It's a good
Yeah.
tune.
And my family member Shane on Point says, "Yo, peace and love, brother. Peace and love, brother." So what could you tell somebody about, overcoming that? Like what have you learned so far? What has gotten you through to the next step? She said your voice is easy like Sunday morning. It's smooth. Ryan. He may have gotten disconnected.
Say that again. You fizzled out.
Okay.
What'd you say?
She said your voice is smooth. It's easy like Sunday morning. Your voice is.
Yeah. Thank, thank you.
Thank you. How is it though being a DJ, like for real? Like tell me the highs of it, like that feeling.
Indeed. It feels good because people love music and music brings people together. So you know, I think that's the big one. People requesting different songs every week and just getting the responses, whether it be through text message or messenger. And God, I can't believe you played my song and you mixed it so well. And that that that's probably it.
So since you know music,
Hmm.
since you know how to mix music and stuff, you ever thought about just being an engineer?
Yeah, I have.
What's stopping you besides you?
Probably nothing. Probably
Okay,
nothing.
sounds good.
Probably nothing.
Okay, sounds good.
Badger
But
putting people on the spot.
Just curious because listen, I'm telling you, not everybody has that ear. And I play people's music all the time. I'm a
hmm
DJ. I'm not a DJ like that though because I allow the universe to work through me. I don't listen to their music before I play it. So what comes on is just natural and organic from the universe. I don't pre-listen to no one's music ever. Ever. I just accept it and play it because we're about watering each other and the universe brings me what it brings me and it's always beautiful, beautiful because I put out what I want in return. I speak to the universe.
Right, right.
So the universe
That's
speaks to
true.
me.
I feel
And
that.
there's a lane for everybody because music, one thing about music is that it can be expressed in many forms.
Yes, you're right on that. Yeah, that's why they have so many different genres and things like that. Music is so diverse.
Because it's more than music, it's an expression, it's a way of release, it's a healing for a lot of people. It
Yes.
is their last voice when they're never heard.
Mm-hmm.
Henry, Moon Tortoise, what is saving you?
What's that?
What saves you?
What saves me? Um, these days, those little coffee cakes, you know, with the cinnamon crumbles on top, them's is really good.
Hmm.
No, I have been kind of addicted to those lately. Well, it's always been music. I absolutely love music. Um, do you actually that'll lead me into another question. Do you mess with any classical or really early music, either for pleasure or just to play, or for mixing, engineering?
Yes, yes, I like classic music. And sometimes if I can incorporate it into like some modern music or sound, yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I was curious about that. It does
Yeah,
incorporate well.
yeah. Because I mean, look at people like Kanye West. One of the greatest musicians of all time. Outside of his other stuff. His music is just wow. Like he's one of the few people I've known that could take Frank Sinatra and convert it into hip hop form.
Right. That's
Do-
understanding beats.
I have a question for you as a radio host. Do you
Hmm.
have where you can feel the vibration against your face of the music? Because there's times when you're talking, you get a little too close to the mic, and they want me to adjust your mic, but it gets too muffly. So they want to hear you because your voice is very wonderful and your story needs to be heard. So they want to hear it. But do you have a way where, like, do you sense? Because since you can't see well, my depth perception's way off, I promise you. So I can't
Right.
see well.
Uh
I'll
huh.
be I've bashed my head into things, reaching down and not
Ouch.
knowing because I can't see nothing on my left side at all. So not knowing that what's
Right.
close to me, driving, I have to turn all the way around, and I have like these big mirrors that hence I really can't see well at all. And so, do you have like how do you do it with the microphone when you on the
Just
radio?
just practice and I just make adjustments, before I go on. And I can manipulate the volume as much as I need to until I feel like it's reasonable and pleasantly
Okay.
sounding.
Okay. Because I know like some people use sound guards and stuff like those spit things that they put in front of the microphone to help so they
Yeah,
could to help the background noise and so that it doesn't get too muffly. I didn't know if
yeah,
you use anything. Do you guys use anything like that for your microphones?
I have. I have.
Yeah.
Um, there is a noise cancellation feature on here, and I use it. Mhm. Again, for me, it's just adjusting, making adjustments is what it's all about.
So do you go to a radio station
What you mean?
when you are on a DJ? Do you go to a station?
No, that's the beauty of it. I can do it all from the confounds of home.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, with technology this day and age and in the internet and stuff, you don't have to really go nowhere to do nothing.
No, not at all.
So do you have a soundboard, a mixing board? What do you have? What equipment do you work with? Because I know a lot of people that would love to hear what equipment you work with.
Well, as far as like equipment goes, of course, well, when we talk about the DJ aspect of it all, we use a program called Virtual DJ. It's very intuitive. The interface is really good. DJ controller, of course. Um, and that's the thing about VDJ too is that you can use it without a controller if you really want to. It's a little bit more complex, but it can still be done, by just using the keyboard. Uh, But when you talk about professionalism, I would say just get the decent controller. You know, but also it just really depends on how crafted and skilled you are at what you do. You know, because I have a friend in Durham, North Carolina. His name is DJ G Fire. He's colder than me, and he's also visually impaired. And he has numerous DJ controllers, but he just doesn't need to use it. Like a lot of times, he can just do his mixes by using his keyboard.
I see that. I see that. I like that. So, have you ever thought about getting somebody's songs and try to mix and master it and to fix the labels and stuff like that? Do you know how to read the music from like the stems and stuff? The programs
Reading
that
music. No, I don't know how to read braille music. Uh,
not braille music like that, but to open up stems and stuff to be able to mix somebody's song, to be able to
y-
mix somebody's song down for them.
yes, yes, I can do that. Hmm.
I would love to send you something to see what you do.
Okay.
I would love to test you to see how well you are at that because I think that there's more than just being a DJ. I think you could do so much more because you feel music. You can read music. Music speaks to you. Am I wrong?
You're right. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. And just being a DJ in itself is a lot of work because a lot of people have this misconception where it's like you can just put on some music and just press buttons, and no, there's a lot more that goes with it. So, yeah,
And you know what sounds good because you can feel it, right?
yes, yes,
Yeah. That's a gift. Maybe you are a superhero, you just don't know it.
that is.
Moon tortoise. Is that not a
Yeah.
gift?
Is what exactly? Music?
Feeling music, knowing the pitch and what sounds good and knowing how to harmonize something and bring something together, mixing something.
I'll tell you what, vibrations are really important, because a lot of people fail to realize that, Beethoven ended up writing a lot deaf, because he ended up going deaf. He just kept going, and it was all based on vibration, and I always find it really exciting to see how different people interpret and feel music, especially through other primary senses. And yeah, yeah, it's definitely a gift. And music really is a gift unto itself. It's pretty much localized to us humans. It's damn important. I mean, unless you can sit there and listen to birds chirp and crickets make their sound. That's kind of less thought out. It's more just territorial. Or hey, you horny?
Right?
That's how it goes.
What did Tim Kranz say, Henry?
It can be addictive.
And
Yeah.
then he said this.
I love the feeling. I'll forget to eat, lose sleep, all kinds of stuff when I feel music. Yeah, that's right. If you ever see Tim Krantz's wall, you'll realize what an addict he is. I'm the same kind. I got a storage unit full of guitars and harpsichords and pianos. Oh wait, it's crazy.
Oh my.
Yes, I forgot about that. Yes. Thanks, Tim. I was jonesing.
And what did Kendall say?
I love Beethoven. He actually used a metal tool to help with the vibration. Yeah.
So
And
how
metal.
go ahead.
I was gonna say I
Mm.
love Yamaha. I love their bikes. I love their keyboards. I love their logo. It's the tuning fork.
Oh yeah. You have a tuning fork actually here. So funny.
I do. I have tons of faults.
I was messing with the tools and I pulled up the tools and I'm like, there's a tuning fork in there. That's funny.
Oh,
It's in our
yeah, I have a tuning fork next to tools used to install vinyl flooring and whatnot. So that's just how I roll.
it's in our toolbox. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. It is a
What
tool.
pitch? It's for finding what pitch your roof is. Oh no.
So, Ryan, like, how can we help you help others? Because I just want you to see. He's like, what's your favorite microphone? Tim Kranz wants to know what your favorite microphone is.
Couldn't say I have a favorite microphone, per se. I do have a favorite type of headphones, though.
What's your favorite headphones?
JBL and Sony.
Man, I had JBLs too. I forgot about how good JBLs are. So I had growing up in my Walkman.
So you know about manifestation?
Right.
So you know about power, right? Ryan. Ryan.
Say that again.
You
Say that
know
again.
you know about manifestations?
Yes.
You know about power and energy?
Yes, I do.
So speak to the universe. What could you possibly need right now to make your next move in transition to whatever career it may be? Still keep radio to make your next transition. What would you need or want or have already?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I would have to think about it.
Well, when you figure it out, put it on your page and do a video of it and say what it is and let the world know.
Yeah, I'll do that. Um, Not like super good with like videos and stuff, but yeah, I'll try.
You don't have to do a video where your face is shown ever. It's a voice. It's an audio. You
Okay.
can have it pointing up at a ceiling fan. You can have it pointing anywhere you want because it's not for your privilege. It's for others. So to be seen, I noticed, to be seen is not a necessity. To be
Right.
felt is a necessity. To be heard
Yes.
is a necessity. To be seen is not one. They've they've fogged our vision a long time ago and lessened our mind a long time ago and filled it with rot. It's a necessity to be felt, not seen. So you can turn your camera on, you can point it at a ceiling fan or at a painting that you're painting or at a craft that you're crafting where it's just showing the craft and not your face and be heard. Because everything starts with a thought that goes to a voice and becomes an action. You thought about being a DJ before you became a DJ.
Yes.
Now think about whatever it is you want to do next and just do it. I'm
Mm.
going to turn somebody on, but their camera's on, and they usually have their camera off also. They jumped in. SGF Graham, your camera's on.
Oh, what?
Hey, what up? What up? How y'all doing?
Peace, peace, peace. So do you have a question to ask DJ OG Wonder Hayes?
Question.
He has
Uh,
a
how
he's a
long did it take you? Well, about mental health or just any question?
I think you missed out on an important part. He's
I
visually
probably
impaired.
did.
He's visually
Yeah,
impaired.
I caught that. I
He
caught that
hears
in the write up.
he hears music, so he's just talked about knowing the pitch of things and how he collaborates the pitch, and he puts music on the DJ without ahead of time. He does it all sporadically because he knows how pitches work and
Cool,
RPMs
cool.
and
Have
stuff.
Have you ever worked with the blind rapper from South Carolina?
Talking about
The one that
Blind
was all
Fury?
over
No, no.
BET? The one that was
Oh yeah, you
Blind
talking
Fury.
about Blind Fury? Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I've
Blind Fury.
never worked with him, but I've heard of him. Yeah, I've heard his music. He's really good.
Oh yeah. He got a whole squad now. All them boys is nice. But that's what's up. How long did it take you to where I guess the frequencies or the sound would just run smooth through your fingers or your ears? Or how does that process work for you?
Yeah, I just feel it within me. You know, when it comes to mixing, like I had said like a little while back when we were talking, just being able to count these beats in my head, you know, 'cause I can't see, so
Most definitely. So it's just pure raw talent. Like you just hear it and you go.
that's right. Just listen
That's beautiful.
carefully and just craft it. Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
I'm gonna test him, SGF Graham. I'm gonna send him a raw song that hasn't been mixed down yet, and I want him to see what he could do with it. Would you like to test his skills on one of your things and then see where it comes to what you thought yours would be? Because you have a vision, because you mix your own songs down and you know how to do that.
I will say in my job field, I have learned that people that have a focus, or rather it's because health made them have this certain type of focus or not, they are way better in that particular thing that I could be. So his mix down will probably be way better than mine because I'm using my eyes to judge where I'm putting meters at and all that. Like, I'm listening to these rules of it's not supposed to be this high or this low. So when I see these meters right here, I'm adjusting versus just adjusting to the sound. He's adjusting to the sound. So I wouldn't even compete with him on that.
He's never thought about doing it per se, and I'm going to send him a song, and I want to see what he can do because I believe he has the gift to do it. He doesn't feel that he has a superpower, and I explained to him that a lot of people are tone deaf.
Very, very. I mean, one of the biggest things that, at least for me and a lot of people I know, after 30 minutes of just focusing on mixing, we got to take a break because your ears get tired, ear fatigue, or whatever. So I can only imagine how strong his eardrums is that he can just keep at something. Of course, this is my imagination or whatever, but I feel like he can just go, mix, record, listen, probably make a beat from scratch or whatever. Like I don't put nothing past nobody anymore, no matter what they have going on.
Now, is he right, DJ OG?
I would agree. I would agree. If I listen to something like maybe once or twice, maybe twice, I'll say twice. I could probably come up with something. Cause at that point, like I've heard everything I needed to hear as far as like the components and what I want to do.
You think you can make me a beat and I can get someone to jump on it and I'll let you mix it down and then there's your first song?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Why?
I don't know.
That
Possibly.
that should not be anything. SGF Graham, what do you tell the children and the kids where you work at when they don't know and it's something that they really want to do but they're stopping themselves? Oh, 1 second. He's going back into the building. He's losing signal.
Is everything okay now?
It's froze, but we can
Okay,
hear
y'all hear
you.
me?
Yes, that's all that matters.
Okay, y'all hear me?
Yes, can you hear us?
I love his frozen picture though.
I do. Don't
Can
tell
y'all
him
hear me?
we can. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear y'all.
Okay, go
All
ahead.
right, what was the question?
First, take your video off. Your frozen picture is.
Oh, I'm bothering y'all.
No, your
I'm throwing
frozen picture is funny looking.
It's just
Oh, nah, I was walking. I was walking, so I wasn't even worried about the camera at that point in time.
I feel you. But go ahead, ask the question or tell them.
What was the question again?
No, I asked them. Oh yeah, I said when kids from where you work at, when children don't want to do something, but because they're afraid of it within themselves, what do you tell them to encourage them to continue? Because he's the only one that's stopping him from doing what he wants to do. That's his passion. That's his dream. That's to be the best DJ and mixer ever.
With our kids, we have fun doing it without them, and so they will come and join us. Like once we know it's something of their interest, but for whatever reason they're being shy about it, we just pick into that, and then we show them how much fun we're having doing that, and then eventually they come and join us. But I will say that I also kind of agree with him that how hard it may be, because a lot of these equipments now don't have they don't even have words on them for people that can see to know what you're doing. You just have to know what you're doing. So there's no telling how much of touching, and somebody would have to be right there like, okay, what am I touching? You're touching quantize, you're touching this, you're touching the MIDI button. That way he knows what he's touching in order to sequence the beat and put it in.
Now
Like versus DJing. Say that again.
He's been a DJ for 6 years and he's used the equipment. They have this system that he uses.
Oh yeah. I definitely understand that, but making beats like that's just like Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder can play the piano all day, but I don't know how they would do with a piano or MPC, and all the extra pieces, if you know what I mean.
Right. Yeah, that's one of those things where I probably would have to have some assistance with if the MPC or whatever I'm using is non-accessible with a text to speech, and I've run into that problem. You know.
How Jusby, have you thought of your question?
Yeah, I wanted to ask him what was like his original influences or musical influences that led him towards mixing.
Well, of course, legendary Funk Master Flex, uh, DJ Cool Herc, um, Grandmaster Flash. Yeah, Grandmaster Flash. Uh, he was definitely a big one, and course, DJ Screw out of Houston, Texas. Uh, the pioneer who created, slowed down, chopped up music. So, you know,
That's dope.
Moon Tortoise, you have a question?
So you work at two different radio stations essentially. Is that
yeah.
now? Do you have alternating days with those, or do you actually just kind of end up in the studio like two different studios both days, or how does that work?
So I do all of my shows from home. And yes, each show is a different day, different time.
Does it get overwhelming? I have only Mondays off per se. Sundays is an off day also, but I do other things. But my only real day where I won't get out of bed and probably get dressed,
Mm-hmm.
maybe get dressed, will not put my glasses on whatsoever, is Mondays. That's my day. So like, how does it feel mentally to not? Does it help you to stay focused and busy every single day?
I would say so.
So, what do you do for your spare time, for your enjoyment, to keep you replenished, to continue fueling yourself?
Just studying, studying music, studying beats, studying composition, listening to different, just documentaries on the greats. You know,
Do you think there is editing equipment for the impaired? DJ Terrell, DJ Wonder Hayes,
mm
right? Do you think there is editing equipment and mixing equipment and stuff for the visually impaired that has like Braille that you could read, since you know how to read Braille? That's all in Braille.
no, no, no. It in most cases, just like my phone and many other devices, you just have to utilize the programs or apps that are built in to make it work for you.
Do they have like do they have like I don't know, when I text stuff and I'll like make a label, do they have that in Braille where you can make labels? A label maker for Braille?
Yes, there's a such thing as a braille labeler. I haven't seen one in ages, but yes, there's a such thing.
I bet you could learn how to use one. And you could label it yourself. And that'd be something that you should think about they should think about making.
Possible.
Because I think that nothing should be held back from you no matter what. Whatever you want to do of this realm, and while you're in here, you create your own reality. And they should make resources for people no matter
Right.
what situation they're in, to adapt, to be able to feel like they can see. Because I'm telling you, seeing is not all it's cracked up to be.
Mhm. Well, here's the thing. It's not that many people who are visually impaired in the world, so it's not like something that's mandatory, I guess. You know.
I feel that. So we're gonna end up wrapping this up. I need to we do positive messages. We put positive messages at the end. So Moon Tortoise, do you want to leave your positive quote before you jump off?
Just
Oh,
so
Do you
I am
want to?
sorry. I am having problems here.
That's what you said.
Yeah, I would like to. I'll leave my positive quote. My positive quote is, yeah, don't let anything hold you back. Obviously, don't let anything hold you back. We all got our own little things and quirks, and nobody's perfect. And if we go into that thinking with that aspect, that we're all on the same playing field. We all want to enjoy life and have a good time. We spread that love and message, especially through music. And it's crazy what we can accomplish. It's a great time hearing about your foray into doing DJing and how that works with everything you got going on. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Can you hear us, Ryan?
mm-hmm.
Okay. Jewsby, positive message.
Always keep your mental house clean. Stop budgeting for your fears. And start investing in your faith.
I like that. SGF Graham, positive message.
Don't give up no matter what anybody may say to you. You know what you can take, you know what you can handle. Just don't give up. Keep going.
I like that. Kendall, positive message.
Don't second guess your potentials and your high capabilities. You got this.
And then Lisa Taylor says, positive thoughts create positive things. Remember that. And I have to say a message, and I don't have DDH, the bubble on here right now. I don't know what happened. So I want to say this. I want to say to you, can you hear me, Ryan?
Yes.
I would like to send you a song and have you mix it and tell me what you think of it, please. And if we talk and you do a painting and you speak as you're doing a craft or a painting, and it does not have to show your face, speak to the existence, to the universe, what you have, what you need, what you want. Speak as if you have it. Please.
Okay.
Thank you. And that is my positive message. It starts with a thought. Everything starts with a thought. Mental health matters, and this is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and everyone's mental health matters too. But we look down on certain things in this world, and it's sad. And they shouldn't judge somebody by their skin color, by their race, by their age. I forget what I look like because my eyes don't work so well until I hear that I'm different from other people, not from myself. So just know this, know that, DDH popping on, know that, it's not about what you look like from others. It's about what you look like to yourself from within. I told someone today, I am authentic, and I am authentically me no matter who's around. So I'm going to go pick up my dog's crap because that's what I do. I'm not going to let it sit there and get hard. And what you do is what you do. But I'm staying true to myself because I love me. I'm authentic to self. And I'm not pleasing no one. So I don't know if it's break time or not, or he's got 1 minute, not even a minute. So let this pop on. Let DDH give his positive message and ask his questions. This is my husband, and here he is. Go ahead.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Ask your message. Ask your message. Or your question?
First of all, I'd like to say it's definitely been a great show tonight, and I was listening and everything that you do, and I commend you. And I think, let me see, my question is, I got so many in a short time. Well, what's your mission, like your goal and what you do, and how do you want to impact others and what you do? I know, being a DJ, I've known a couple of DJs before, and they've done some pretty dope and amazing things.
Just continue to elevate. Just continue to elevate. Do my best to spread the message through music. Okay.
Repeat yourself one more time. You were too far away from the music. What did you say?
Just continue to spread the message through music.
Okay.
And just continue to elevate.
All right, DDH.
Okay, yeah. So, my positive word is for the night is to keep going, to follow your dreams, and you can do anything. Don't ever think that anything can limit you from doing what you want to accomplish. So I think that you should try to, think about missing the master. I've been thinking about it myself. I used to do it, and I've been wanting to get back into it. Not say so busy, but I think if we believe, we can do it.
All right. Thank you everyone for tuning in and allowing us into your home, your heart, your ears. And that is Ryan Terrell, aka DJ OG Wonder Hayes story. Thank you for sharing your story with us. Peace and love.
Peace.
Peace and love.
Let's get to the bottom of this one. Unspoken truths that I miss one. Tap into the minds of the people, rather acknowledge before I dismiss one. Atheists, Muslim, Christians, Buddhists, they all got usage, all got perspective. It's a collective. Get to the bottom what the truth is, where the heart's uncovered, where you detox from all of the lies you smothered. When them tries could have killed you, but with faith you recover. Yeah, peel off the makeup, we finna take off. Never said it'd be a cakewalk. Meditate till we charged up. Execute goes regardless. Decalcify my pineal, breaking language barriers, we saw millennials. Planets passing age rotations, down me we owe, so down me we know. Sometimes we can be slow, that's why my ears open. Every drop you add could complete the ocean. Speak up, play your part too. Been vulnerable, it's so hard to reflect on all the juice like torture. It's on you, tell the truth.
Yeah, we about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. Listen. Yeah, aim in the fit so you see in the mirror. Play with your focus and watch it get clear. Polish your crown, turn it up if you wear it. You live in the root, release what you're fearing. And watch it all rise, the righteous will hear it. They calling us twisted, I'm not even caring. Because it's unseen, the mind is too barren. They won't even heal it, they pass it to cheering. We over here healing, conversing and listening. Know that the truth isn't always appealing, but end it with healing and find your beginning. Frequency positive, what you receiving. Perception is up to you, what you believing. What you retrieving, mentally speaking. Life that they breathing, no words from a heathen. Don't know it all, but together undefeated. Conversation, rather want it, you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the trial with the students and teachers. All got a voice, we the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Conversation, rather want it, you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the trial with the students and teachers. All got a voice, we the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the
praying for truth, cause the world is so fickle. Keeping my mental, how clean is a whistle? Attention's a trap, they can lead you astray. Steering this ship through the storm and the haze. Real conversations are lost in the greed. Others get lost in the web that it weaves. Sift through the rhetoric, uncover schemes. Knowledge inherited, this is imperative. I got a lot on my mind and I'm sharing it. Apples to oranges, it ain't no comparisons. I'm the type that'll never break character. I'm the type to make memories and cherish them. Trust intuition and doubt of disparity. Pursuing the echoes of wisdom, chasing that moment of clarity. Conversation, rather one if you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah or Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the track, we the students and teachers. All got a voice, who the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Conversation, rather one if you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah or Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the track with the students and teachers. All got a voice, who the ears that'll listen. Who the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Huh?
It's on, you tell the truth.